Okay. Tightwad. Tightwad from the word tight. So this is also for those people who are frugal. Who are frugal, meaning kuripot. Those who do not like to spend unnecessary expenses. So yun yung tightwad. Those are very careful in spending. Okay, so we call them tightwad, right? Let me just mute everyone. Wait. Okay, again, please take down notes for those who just came in. It's better that you take down notes because probably after this, we are going to have a short quiz just to assess if you have learned something and for you also to easily recall, okay, for you to easily recall the idioms that we have discussed. Okay, next, born on a silver platter. Okay, so recently there has been an issue in the social media, especially here in the Philippines. The people are complaining about the poor, kung bakit daw hindi sila binibigyan ng gobyerno, why the government is not sustaining their needs. Okay, and good thing for those who are born on a silver platter, they're able to sustain their own needs and even most likely they will really be able to survive this pandemic. Diba? So there has been a recession in the economy of the Philippines. And good thing because there are also people who are fortunate enough. And so we call them people who are born on a silver platter. So when you say born on a silver platter, these are the rich people, the privileged people, well-off families, those who have money, those who can sustain themselves. Okay. So these are not middle class people, ha? These are not middle income people, but these are rich, high profile individuals. Okay. So that's the meaning of born on a silver platter. Okay. So instead of saying rich, elite, or well off families, you might want to use this word born on a silver platter. She is born on a silver platter or he is born on a silver platter, meaning that person is filthy rich. Okay. But let me just tell you the context of this. Itong on a silver platter, meaning bata pa lang since um, probably the parents of the child is already rich. Okay, so parang na-inherit niya lang yung pagiging mayaman ng parents niya. So that's the meaning of born on a silver platter. So even when this person was still young, he was already rich. Maybe because of the family's background. So hindi siya yung rags to riches. No. So different naman yun. Okay? Yung rags to riches is different from born on a silver platter. So born on a silver platter is someone who is rich even when he was still young. Okay. Red letter day. Red letter day meaning this is a celebration. It's a special day. Either it's a birthday, it's an anniversary, or a commemoration, or whatnot. Okay, as long as it calls for a celebration. So when you say red letter day, meaning non celebration, anything that is positive. Okay. So what is your red letter day, or when is your red letter day? So maybe in our situation today, once this um, COVID pandemic culminates, I believe that that is going to be a red letter day for everyone. Okay, it's going to be it's going to be a celebration across the world. So that's the meaning of red letter day. It is a celebration, something that is special, special event, special day. Okay. Raining cats and dogs. Not literally, of course. Hindi yun literal. But when you say raining cats and dogs, meaning There is a heavy downpour of water from heaven. Okay. In short, there's a heavy rain. There is a heavy rain. So that is the meaning of raining cats and dogs. So when you hear a person saying that it's raining cats and dogs, do not take that literally. Okay. That will never happen. Unless if merong something divine intervention na mangyayari, nauulan ng mga ng mga pusa at saka mga aso. Okay. So when you say raining cats and dogs, there is a heavy rain. So let's just have a review first before we proceed to the next topics. Let's see if you can still recall the meaning of each word. Okay. So what is the meaning of bread and butter? Let me just wait for a while. Let me just unmute you all. Right. So what is the meaning of bread and butter?
Source of
Source of
income.
income.
Your source of income. So those who just came in, please take down notes. The meaning of bread and butter is source of income. Cost an arm and leg.
Very expensive.
Very expensive.
Okay. Very expensive, very pricey. Pillar of strength.
Source of strength.
Source of strength. Lion's share.
Biggest share.
Okay, great. Your biggest share. At the drop of the hat.
Immediately.
Immediately. Abruptly. Okay. Achilles heel.
Weakness.
Weakness.
It's your weakness. Correct. Lone wolf.
Person who wants to be alone.
Yeah, person who wants to be alone. Okay, doesn't want to socialize. Tightwad,
Frugal.
frugal person. Someone who doesn't like to spend too much. Okay. Born on a silver platter,
Rich.
rich. Red letter day.
Special day or
Special
celebrate.
day.
Okay. Special day. Raining cats and dogs.
Heavy rain.
Heavy rain. Okay. Okay. So now let's proceed to the next set of words for the idiomatic expressions. Couch potato. I hope that while you are having your quarantine or while on quarantine, you are not a couch potato. So when you say couch potato, lazy, okay? Or not necessarily that you are inherently lazy, but it could be that for a season, you are lazy. Okay, so that's a couch potato. Like you're not doing anything. You're just, you're not maximizing your free time. You're just idle all the time. So that's the meaning of couch potato. And this person is always watching television, playing computers without being productive. So that's the meaning of couch potato. Lazy and unproductive. So please take note of that. If maybe you can also describe yourself as such. There are times that we become couch potato, diba? So you may use this word, couch potato. And then when you do that in your speaking, please do some explanation. Please do some explaining before your examiner. Don't just say that I'm a couch potato and then that's it. You have to say, I'm a couch potato because I love to watch television during my free time and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So you always have to explain, especially if you're going to use your idioms. Now, step up your game. So if you want to pass your IELTS, you really have to step up your game. So when you say step up your game, you need to improve your skills. Okay, you need to recalibrate your set skills or your talent or whatever it is that you have. Okay, so that's the meaning of step up your game. So this has been the problem here in the Philippines, or well, even in other governments, because they have been calling out the government to step up their game. So you can use that. Okay, a lot of people have been calling out the government to step up their game. So meaning that's to improve. Okay, that's to do better. So that's the meaning of step up your game. Cup of tea. This is also very common, especially for the speaking. Cup of tea. This means that it is your interest, something that you're inclined to doing, something that you love to do, okay, or you're passionate about. So that's the meaning of cup of tea. In my case, for example, writing and speaking are my cup of tea. Okay, so these are my interests. So you can use that as well. Next, red flag. Red flag. Okay, so when you say red flag, it is a warning. Okay, it's a warning from something bad or from a maybe a person. Okay, so that's the meaning of a red flag. It's a warning, something that is negative, either from a situation or from a person. Next, wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay, a wolf in sheep's clothing is a traitor, traidor. Okay, someone who would betray you, and someone who portrays himself good but is actually the opposite. Akala mo mabait, hindi pala. Okay, so that's the meaning of wolf in sheep's clothing. Someone who looks good but is not. Okay, or someone who behaves good but is actually the opposite. So that's the meaning of wolf in sheep's clothing. Racing against time. Okay. Um these days we have been racing against time to find a vaccine for COVID. Okay, for COVID-19. So we have been racing against time. We are um working 24 hours. Okay, so we're speeding up every efforts to find a vaccine. So that's the meaning of racing against time. How I'm going to explain it. You're beating deadlines. Okay, in short, racing against time means you are beating deadlines. Okay, you're doing it fastly. You're trying to do it earlier. So that's the meaning of racing against time. You're beating deadlines or you're trying to finish things earlier, okay, than the desired time or than the maximum time given. Next, a sight for sore eyes. You can use this if you would want to describe a person or a tourist spot. So if you want to describe a person or a tourist spot, you can use this. A sight for sore eyes, meaning maganda siya sa paningin. It's pleasing to your eyes. It's good. It's beautiful. Okay, a sight for sore eyes. Like for example, you came from work and you were so stressed because the workload is so mind taxing. And then you went to a particular place, a tourist spot, for instance. And then you will say that, well, this place is really a sight for sore eyes. Okay. So yeah, it's pleasing to the eyes, it's relaxing, it's soothing, it's therapeutic. So that's the meaning of a sight for sore eyes. An item. Okay, an item. An item is a term that is commonly used in the newspapers, especially for entertainment. Okay, entertainment. So maybe you have heard of this phrase in a newspaper or in a news article in the social media. For example, when I will say Catherine Bernardo and Danielle Padilla, an item, okay, comma, an item in a news headline. So meaning these two people are already in a relationship. Okay. So when you say that they are an item, meaning these two people are already in a relationship, romantic relationship. Okay. So that's the meaning of an item. It's not the literal item, but it's the idiomatic item. Head over heels. So this is just like related to the previous idiom. Head over heels means you are madly in love with the person. Okay, you are madly in love with the person. Ayun. So you can also use that. If you want to really be expressive in your speaking, if you want to be creative, if you want to get the attention of your examiner, you need to use idioms. Okay, but not all the time. Okay, you need to know also when and when not to use idioms or creative words. So please don't force things. Huwag niyong ifo-force yung mga idioms. Just use them naturally. Okay. Has come of age. This is also a very good word. Okay, has come of age. This is a synonym for, or the idiomatic expression for, old. So if you're already getting older, then this is the best term that you can use. My grandmother has already come of age. Or my sister has already come of age. So meaning this person is already getting older. He or she is not getting any younger. Okay, so that's the meaning of has come of age. So let's try to review first. Let's see if you can still remember what we have discussed. Couch potato, anong ibig sabihin nun? Couch potato. If you're a couch potato, then what are you?
Lazy and unproductive.
Okay. Lazy or unproductive. Great. Step up your game.
You have to improve your skill.
Improves it.
Okay. Great. You have to improve your skill. And cup of tea.
Your interest or something that you're passionate about.
Okay. Great. Your interest or something that you're passionate about. Red flag.
Warning or negative.
Warning.
Okay. Warning. Wolf in sheep's clothing. What is a wolf in sheep's clothing? This person is a traitor, okay? Traidor. This person portrays himself as a good person, but is actually bad. Okay, so that's the meaning of wolf in sheep's clothing. Racing against time.
Beating deadlines.
Yeah, beating deadlines. Nagmamadali. Maybe because there is an objective or there is an urgency, sense of urgency. Next, a sight for sore eyes.
Pleasing to the eye.
Pleasing to the eyes. Okay. Beautiful or attractive. Next, an item.
In a romantic relationship.
Okay, in a romantic relationship. Great. Head over heels.
Madly in love.
Madly in love. Okay. Has come of age.
Getting old.
Getting
Getting
older.
older.
Okay, great. Now, live within means. Okay, so this is also a common idiom and very useful in the speaking. When you say live within means, you have to spend accordingly. Okay, you need to spend according to your or in proportionate to your income or to your money that you have on hand. So that's the meaning of live within means. You are not going to spend something which will exceed your money or which will exceed your income. Okay, so you just have to live within your means. Especially now that we only have a limited, with the crisis that is happening across the world, we really have to live within our means. So kung ano lang yung kaya sa bulsa, yun na yung dapat i-spend. Okay. Please do not live beyond your means. So that's also the opposite. Live beyond your means, meaning you are spending more than your income. Make ends meet. So this is one of the common reasons why a lot of people would want to go overseas, why they want to work overseas, because they want to make ends meet. So when you say make ends meet, meaning you are trying to sustain your needs. You're trying to provide for your family or for yourself or for your own needs. Okay? So that's the meaning of make ends meet. Pangbayad sa bills, to pay for your bills, to pay for your debts, okay? Or to even spend for your needs and wants. So that's the meaning of make ends meet. Okay, so you can really use that, especially if you will be asked, why did you choose this job? Or why are you going abroad? Okay, or what made you think to take IELTS? Okay, so you can use that idiomatic expression. Fish out of water. So this is just like synonymous to lone wolf. Okay, synonymous just a lone wolf. So when you say fish out of water, this person is somewhat outcast. This person is an outcast, meaning out of place siya. Okay, for example, um, you are in a group of, say, Filipinos. You are in a community of Filipinos, but you are an American. Okay, so you are a fish out of water. Okay, you are a fish out of water. You are out of place. You do not belong. Okay, you do not belong to these kind of group. Maybe because you came from a different race or from a different nationality or whatnot. Okay, so that's the meaning of fish out of water. Learn the ropes. Okay, not literal. Not literally mag-jumping rope ka. But when you say learn the ropes, you have to learn the basic. Okay? You need to learn the fundamental things. Like, for example, here in your IELTS exam, you really have to learn the ropes. Basic grammar, basic vocabulary, basic rules in writing and in speaking. So you have to learn the fundamental things for you to pass. Okay, so yun ang ibig sabihin ni learn the ropes. Learn the basic. Know the ins and outs. This means that you have to know every single detail. Kailangan alam mo lahat. Okay, from the complex or from the smallest detail up to the complex details. So you have to know everything about it. For example, if you are the manager of the company or you are the CEO of the company, you have to know the ins and outs of the operation or how the operation is being done. Okay, so that's the ins and outs. Every single detail. Out of hand. So we can really relate to this again with COVID crisis. Everything is already getting out of hand. So when you say out of hand, it is beyond control. Okay? It is already beyond control. So it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Everything is becoming negative. Okay, so that's the meaning of out of hand. It's already beyond our control. Keep fingers crossed. So I am keeping my fingers crossed that all of you will pass your IELTS or all of you will improve your English after this class. Okay, so when you say keep fingers crossed, I am hoping. Okay, I am hoping or I am expecting, I am wishing, I am praying. So that's the meaning of keep fingers crossed. So instead of saying I am hoping that blah 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 ganito ganyan, why not say I am keeping my fingers crossed that this COVID crisis will end as soon as possible. Okay. So you can have keep fingers crossed to describe hope. Okay, let me just admit one student. All right, great. Next, jack of all trades. If you are a jack of all trades, meaning you are good at everything, almost everything. Okay, you are so good with, not so good, but you know a little of everything. You know a little of everything. Maybe you know how to sing, you know how to dance, you know how to write, you know how to solve mathematical problems, you know science, you're good at English or whatnot. Okay, so that's the meaning of jack of all trades. Jack of all trades, master of none. Okay, magaling ka or you know a little of everything, but you are not a master of anything. Okay, so that's the meaning of jack of all trades. Sweet, sweet tooth. This means that you are into sweets, literally. Okay, you like delicious food. Yon. So anything na maraming sugar. So you like to eat those. So meaning you are sweet. You are a sweet tooth. Carry one's cross. So if you're carrying one's cross, meaning you are carrying the burden of another person. You are carrying the burden of another person. So it's not necessarily your burden, but you have to carry the weight of another person. Days are numbered. Wait. Let me just. Okay. Days are numbered. So ito naman, if someone is about to die, okay, if someone is his health, his or her health is already deteriorating, this person is already about to die, then you can use this word. His or her days are numbered. Konti na lang, mamamatay na yung tao na to. So that's the meaning of that. Cat with 9 lives. So see, in the Philippines we have a television series and the main character is Cardo, the Lisay, in Provinciano. And despite of having near-death experiences, like maraming beses na, a lot of times, he had near-death experiences, but still, until now, he is alive. So that person is a cat with 9 lives. Okay, even if you have been having near-death experience, but you are still alive until now. So that's the meaning of cat with 9 lives. Or sa Tagalog pa, in Filipino, masamang damo. Okay. Dark horse. Not literally dark horse, but this is an idiomatic expression. So when you say dark horse, for example, in a competition, you joined, okay, and you competed with the defending champions, for example, and unexpectedly you won the competition. Okay, unexpectedly you won the competition. So you are a dark horse. In short, you won unexpectedly. Among all the people, you are the least expected to win the competition. Okay, or you are least expected to stand out for in something. Okay, so that's a dark horse. Gray area. So when you say gray area, this means that it is unclear. It's not definite. Okay, there is a loophole in something. Hindi mo alam if what exactly that is. So that's the meaning of gray area. It's uncertain. Okay. It's uncertain, it's questionable. Add fuel to the fire. So this is also my advice for for most of the Filipinos. Please do not add fuel to the fire. When you say add fuel to the fire, you're worsening the situation. Okay, pinapalala mo yung sitwasyon. Add fuel to the fire. So if the government says to you to stay at home, please do so. You have to abide whatever it is that the government is trying to tell you about. Okay, because again, at the end of the day, it is for your own good. So please do not add fuel to the fire. Do not worsen the situation. Do not be a problem, an additional problem. Okay, so that's the meaning of add fuel to the fire. Add insult to the injury. Okay. For example, someone in the family died. Okay, someone in the family died. And you are, let's say, you are the boyfriend of that person, or you are the loved one of that person. And you want to quarrel with that person. You want to quarrel. You want to argue with that person, even if he or she is still having maybe a depression because of the sudden death. So that's the meaning of adding insult to the injury. You are also aggravating. You are aggravating the emotion of the person. Okay, so please do not add insult to the injury, especially if it's just going to worsen the emotion of that person. Okay, so before we have the other words or the rest of the words, let's have a review first. Let's see if you were able to recall the meaning of those words. Okay, so what do you mean when you say live within means? Unmute ko lang kayo ha. What do you mean when you say live within means?
Have to spend according to your income.
Okay, you have to spend, okay, proportionately. So it should be proportionate to your income. Next, make ends meet.
To pay bills.
Okay, to pay your bills or to sustain your needs, to provide for your needs or your families. So that's the meaning of make ends meet. Fish out of water.
Outcast.
Outcast. Okay, you do not belong, or you are in a different group of people. Learn the ropes.
Learning the basic.
Okay, you have to learn the basic. Know the ins and outs or ins and outs.
To know everything.
Every single detail. Correct. Out of hand.
Beyond control.
It's beyond control. Keep your fingers crossed.
Wishing or hoping.
Okay, wishing or hoping. Jack of all trades.
Know a little of everything.
Yeah, you know a little of everything. Okay. Sweet tooth.
Who likes to eat sweet food?
Yeah. Okay. Carry one's cross
Carrying the burden.
of others. If your days are numbered, then what does that mean?
About to die.
Okay, about to die. Cat with 9 lives.
Near to death.
Okay. No. It's you are still living even if you had a lot of near death experience. Masamang damo in short.
Mhm.
Dark horse.
I missed that. Dark horse.
Okay.
What does it
Dark
mean again?
horse is someone who is someone who unexpectedly won. Someone who unexpectedly won. Okay. It's a dark horse. Or someone who unexpectedly stood out. Gray area. If there's a gray area, there is
Uncertain.
uncertainty. Okay. It's unclear. It's not well defined. If we're adding fuel to the fire,
Worsening the situation.
Yeah, you are worsening the situation. If we're adding insult to the injury,
Aggravating to the emotions.
yeah, you are aggravating one's emotions. Great. Okay. So next words, be a catch. If someone will tell you to be a catch, meaning you have to be worth marrying. Okay, you have to be worth marrying. So be a catch first. Or, for example, if someone wants to get into a relationship, so you have to be a catch first. You have to be worth marrying or worth pursuing. So that's the meaning of be a catch. In a nutshell, in a nutshell means in summary, in conclusion, general, okay, in brief, to sum it up. So that's the meaning of in a nutshell. It is a summary of everything. But please don't use this in your writing, especially for task 2. So you should not say in a nutshell, ganito, ganyan. So it should always be in summary and conclusion, generally, okay, for the writing. In your speaking, you can say that. My life in a nutshell is ganito, ganyan. Okay. Summary. That's the meaning of in a nutshell. In due course, this one is an idiom, but you can use this in your writing. Pwede mo siyang gamitin sa writing. Okay, in due course. But this is idiomatic. But this is formal. Okay, so you can use that in your writing and, of course, in your speaking. So in due course means in time. Okay, in time. Or it will just come. The right time will just come. So that's the meaning of in due course. Sa tamang panahon. Next, in the nick of time. So there's I, by the way. This a typo. IN. In the nick of time, meaning you're just on time. You just came on time. Sakto lang. Umabot ka sa oras. Okay? On time. That's in the nick of time. Music to my ears. Okay, for example, I said that you are so beautiful. Or I like your hair. Or I like the way that you write. So, for example, so that's the music to your ears, meaning it's something that you like to hear from someone. Okay, it's pleasing to your ears. It's pleasing to your ears. If sore eyes, yung kanina, sight for sore eyes is pleasing to your eyes. When you say music to my ears, meaning it's pleasing to your ears. It's something that would maybe feed your ego or flatter you. Okay, so that's a music to your ears or something that you want to hear from someone. No brainer. IELTS is a no brainer exam. Just kidding. Okay, so please don't consider that IELTS is a no brainer. It's a difficult exam, but it's still doable. Okay, so when you say no brainer, it's not difficult. It's easy as ABC. It's easy as pie. Okay, so when you say no brainer, it's not difficult. In the long run, this is also a word that can be used even in the writing. So, pwede nyo siyang gamitin sa writing, not just only in the speaking. You can use this word in the writing. In the long run means eventually. Okay, eventually. Or along the way. So that's the meaning of in the long run. Eventually or along the way. On the tip of the tongue. This is the problem when we have the speaking. I believe that generally we know the idea, we have the idea. We know how to answer the question. It's just that we cannot translate our words into or our ideas into words. We don't have the specific words to use for us to effectively put across what we have on our minds. So meaning, when you say on the tip of the tongue, hindi mo alam ano yung sasabihin. You don't know what words to use, but you have the idea. Okay? You have the idea, but you don't have the words. Okay, so that's on the tip of the tongue. Speak volumes. When you say speak volumes, you don't need to use a lot of words. Okay? You don't need to use a lot of words. You don't have to say much. You don't need to talk much. You don't need to write much. Even if you only have one word, it would already speak volumes. Meaning the weight of that word is already heavy. Okay. For example, if you are a woman and you will just say okay, capital O and then capital K to your maybe to your loved one. So that already speaks volumes, meaning you're already angry, you're already furious. Okay. Yan. So that's the meaning of speak volumes. Even if you just use less words, but it carry a heavy weight. Okay, it carries a heavy weight. So that's the meaning of speak volumes. Next, cold feet. If you're a cold feet, meaning you have a stage fright. You have a stage fright. You don't like to be exposed before the crowds. Ayaw mo nun. You don't like to be being the center of attention. Okay, so that's a cold feet. So maybe you can explain yourself also why you consider yourself as a cold feet when you have your speaking, right? I guess this is the last word. Come in handy. So all of these words that you have learned in your vocabulary class will come in handy, meaning it is not necessarily useful for today, but definitely in the future, it will be useful. Okay. What is not useful today will be useful in the future. So that's the meaning of come in handy. Okay. So you can also use this in your writing. Come in handy. Yan. Come in handy. You can use that in your writing. So your review, all of the classes that you have joined, the vocabs, the grammar that you've learned will come in handy. Okay, so just keep going, just keep learning, relearning, unlearning, and learning new things because all of these will come in handy. Okay, kill time. So when you say killing time, you are killing your boredom. So pag bored ka and then you do something else to kill the boredom, then that's kill time. Okay, you're doing something for you not to be bored. So that's killing time. So that's it for our vocabulary class. But before we end, let's just have an assessment. So let's see if we can still remember. Okay, what is the meaning of be a catch?
Worth marrying or pursuing.
Okay, worth marrying or pursuing. Great. In a nutshell,
In conclusion,
okay, in conclusion or in summary. In due course.
in time.
In time.
In
Okay, great. In the nick of time.
on time. Example, you arrived on time.
Okay,
In
great.
the nick of
Yeah, you just arrived in the nick of time. Music to my ears.
something that you like to hear from someone that or something that is pleasing to hear.
Okay, great. No brainer.
No difficult, easy as ABC.
Okay, great. In the long run,
Eventually or along the way.
eventually or along the way. If something is on the tip of the tongue,
You have the idea, but you don't have the words.
great. Speak volumes.
No need to use a lot of words because the weight of that word is already heavy.
Okay, great. Cold feet.
You have a stage fright.
Okay. Come in handy.
Um, it will be useful someday,
Mm-hmm.
or what is not useful today will be useful in the future.
Okay. And lastly, kill time.
To kill boredom.
Okay,
Or
great.
doing something not to be bored. Yeah.
Do something else not to be bored. Okay, what time is it? We still have 1 hour. I will be giving you an exercise. Let's see if you have learned something. And this is also for you to recall the words that we have discussed. Okay, so those who just came in, it's okay. I recorded the video, so you can just personally ask me for the recorded video. Okay. Yeah. Hanapin ko lang muna yung PowerPoint. Wait. Okay. So this is going to be your exercise. Please get a paper. Okay, please get a paper or ballpoint pens. Okay. Or you can use your mobile phone or ano ba, notes or your iPad or whatnot. So anything where you can write
Very
answers on.
source of bread and butter.
Okay, so can you see the words? Write the idiom appropriate for such phrase or words. Do you have it on your screens?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are all the words clear? Can you see it? Are they visible? All the words.
Yes, ma'am. 1 to 20.
Okay, great. So this is what you're going to do. You have to answer. I guess there are wait. Yeah, there are 40. There are 40 items. So please answer the first 20 items. Okay. So you can use your paper or your iPads or your notes, your notepad or whatever. So you can now begin. You may now begin. By the way, please do not look at your notes. Okay. So this is just only an assessment for us to know and for us to gauge if you have learned something or not. Okay. But don't worry, I will not be asking your scores. So just don't look at your notes. This is for you to better recall the words.